Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for joining me. Today, I am finally going to put together my planner, my faith planner. It's not a planner, I guess a war binder. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to be using this for Bible study, for spiritual journaling, and two different kinds of Bible study. From the Bible study, and then I'm also going to be reading different books and using a section in here for that particular study, and then the spiritual journaling that I'm going to be doing. So that's what I need in my faith planner. The sermon notes and things like that I will be taking down, I have my own. Oh, oh wait, hold on, you guys. I could grab it right now. So this is what I have. A friend gave me this. So it says, give thanks to the Lord for he is good. His love endures forever. Psalms 136:1. So I use this to take notes when I'm in church for my sermons. But this planner that I'm putting together today, I don't know why I keep saying planner, but you guys know what I mean. This is different. This is going to be my home Bible study type things, studying from specific books or certain books I'm reading, and like I said, the spiritual journaling. So I got, because I was trying to find covers and things like that. So I did find this Etsy shop. It's called Piece of My Planner. And y'all, this is the cover. This is the back cover. I'm going to take it out. And it's from Ephesians. The armor, putting on the whole armor. And I was like, if this is not the most perfect theme for my, I need to call it something. Is it a war binder? I tried to look up what a war binder is, and I guess you could say that. But look at this. Isn't this stinking gorgeous? This is the front cover. Be strong in the Lord. The back is plain. And then here is the back cover. And in the strength of his might. I mean, y'all. So that's the front and back. And then I got these dividers to go with it. And I will have the Etsy shop linked, of course, in my description for you guys to check it out. It's called Piece of My Planner, like I said. So, let me get this out. This is one of the dividers. In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one. Ephesians 6:16. And the back is blank. And then you have this divider. I was going to say this cover. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, Ephesians 6:17. And then I have this last divider here. And having put on the breastplate of righteousness, stand therefore having fasted on the belt of truth, Ephesians 6:14. So I'm going to do it in order, 6:14, 6:16, and 6:17. And that's how I'm going to put this in. I mean, do you guys look, just take a moment on this gorgeousness. These dividers or dashboards are gorgeous. So gorgeous. When I seen this, I was like, yes, please. So we're going to put this together. I'm so excited. And I got these new copper, like, color discs. I want to say copper. I mean, come on, y'all. And they were metal. These were just released from Happy Planner. So I was like, yep. The crazy thing is, when I seen these discs on the website, I just wanted them for the cover. I mean, because of the color of them. And then I realized afterwards that I was like, oh, these will go perfectly with my covers. So we're going to use these. The same thing with Live.Love.Posh's cover I got too. Okay. So we have the front and back here. And let's see what I want to do. All right, let's put these in. Because, like I said, I want to have 3 different sections. If I need more, then I'll add more sections. But 3 should be good for now. All right, and so I have Live.Love.Posh's, some paper I ordered from her Labor Day sale. This is her classic size filler paper. So this one is the minimal notes. It's just lined paper, and then I got the dot grid because I love the dot grid. But I think for this, I'm going to use the lined. But you know what I will do? I'm going to put some of that dot grid in here for maybe for the journaling section. And then this I will use for when I'm like doing Bible study notes and things like that. Let's see if I can. Yeah. It's kind of hard when you first put it together because you don't have anything like holding it there. It's just all wobbling around. Okay. I think I'm going to put some more. So just a little bit about my background, my spiritual journey. I was born and raised in the Pentecostal churches. I was there for many, many years. And as I got older, of course, I strayed. I didn't stray. I just stopped going. I just wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. So we'll put this divider here, and then we'll put... I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. And I remember I used to go to the clubs every weekend without fail. Like, it was a given. I already know we're going to the clubs. And I remember being in the club and looking around at everybody having like the time of their life, you guys. The time of their life. And I would always think, like, why can't I have that kind of fun? Like, I was there, but I just didn't feel right being there. I don't know if you guys understand. Hopefully you guys do. I didn't have that kind of fun. The fun that they were having, I couldn't get that fun. Like, I didn't understand why I couldn't get that fun. I just couldn't. And I didn't understand it. For a long time, I didn't understand it. So I ended up in my let me just trying to make sure. Yeah, so in my I got pregnant with my son when I was 17. Yeah. 16, 17. And I stopped all of that. Well, I didn't stop, but it slowed down drastically slowed down. And I went back to church, but I didn't go back to the Pentecostal churches that I was raised in. I started going to an apostolic church. My friend's mother had a church, so I started going with her. And then I stopped again. I got married. That's what happened. I got married, not to my son's father, to someone else. And my thinking was, because my stronghold was sex, because of I know now, because of the way I was raised, I just wanted to be loved. I wanted to be accepted. And in my teenage mind, I felt like if I gave you sex and you give me attention, it's an even exchange, right? So I married my first husband because I didn't want to have to choose. I didn't want to have to choose between living for God and fornicating. So my reasoning was, if I get married, then I don't have to worry about it because I'm married. And now I am free to go to church and I don't have to feel guilty and I don't have that stronghold to deal with. That was my thinking. That didn't work because in my first marriage, it was always a battle of good and evil. Whenever I got close to my husband, because he was not in the church, but whenever I got close to him, I strayed away from God. When I realized that I was straying away from God, I get close to God again, and then I felt distant from my husband. It was a constant tug of war of living for God, but being close to my husband. And the marriage ended because I felt like I was growing, but I couldn't grow with him. So the marriage ended. And I have some bookmarks here too that I picked. I have so many. I didn't realize how many bookmarks I have, but I feel like these are be good. So I ended that marriage with my husband. We made it almost 10 years. I was married to him almost 10 years. And it was very hard to let it go. But I did. And then I went wild again. I was single and I was free to do whatever I want. So, I mean, like, that was it. Wasn't even thinking about, like, oh, this is my opportunity to get close to God, which you would think, like, I'm thinking about it now. Like, why wasn't that my go-to? It was not my go-to. My go-to was, okay, I'm free. I can date again. I can meet people and I can do whatever I want. And I did that. I did that. And every time I strayed away, he'd pull me back. The Lord would pull me back. I'd stray away, he'd pull me back. So this last time I was doing very well. I was exercising. I was doing like everything that I needed to do. But then COVID hit. And then my brother passed. A year later, my mom passed. My COVID hit 2020. My brother passed away July of 21. My mom passed away July of 22. Boom, boom, boom. And I felt like I was drowning. I felt like, I don't know. About the church. So I stopped going to the apostolic church. And then I started going to a non-denominational church. And that changed me because I realized it's relationship, not religion, as far as with God. So that changed me in a great way, changed my relationship with God. And even having my son, because I couldn't understand being raised the way I was growing up. I always thought that God was some mean tyrant, just barking orders and taking a score of our sins and like just mean. Like, I don't know. But as long as I can remember, as far back as I can remember, I've always had him in my life. I've always acknowledged him. There was never a point in my life, honestly, I'm so serious. Like, there's never been a part of my life that I can remember where I wasn't an acknowledgement of who he was. I remember being young in church and I was in the choir stand and I was looking out amongst the congregation. And I remember saying to myself, a prayer to myself, like, Lord, if you could keep me alive until I'm old, then I could do this. Because the rules that we had growing up in church, I'm like, who could do this? You have to be like old and done lived your life already, and that's it. And that was my prayer. Keep me old enough so that I will be able to live this life without a problem. Because I couldn't see it any other way. It was too many rules. There's too many regulations, too many stipulations. And so, growing up, I see him as, my taskmaster. This is what you need to do. And it was always about hell, hell, hell. If you do this, you're going to go to hell. If you do this, and when I got into the non-denominational churches and they started talking about relationship and things like that, and yeah, speaking like with my son, that's when I really started to learn who God was, because he would use my son to teach me about me and his relationship, myself and God's relationship. And I remember him speaking to me and saying, will there ever be a time where your son could come to you and you would say, I can't help you, or no, I don't want to help you? Or is there anything that he could do that would make you stop loving him? Of course not. That's my son. And he said, exactly. That's the way I feel about you. There is nothing that you could do that I would just stop loving you. You're my daughter. And I understood it now, because as a parent to a child, I understood it. I didn't understand it before. So he was using my son to teach me about the relationship that I could have with him. And it brought me to a much better place. I had started going to another non-denominational church where my mother, most of my family was going to this church at one point, but I didn't want to go because they didn't do the things that I like to do, like shouting and running around the church and things like that. And I was just like, no, it's not for me. But my mother used to always try to get me to go to the church. And I did go sometimes. Like, you know, I'd visit if they did other services or something. I would visit. And, but then I ended up joining this church. And I did the classes. I became a member, and I did the class to see these covers. This is a quilted cover. This is the Cognac cover from Live.Love.Posh. This has slots in it. It has a pocket, and it even has a pen loop, and it's a snap cover. I will link her website in the description, and you can use my code Mika10. It'll give you get you 10% off of anything on her website. That's where I got my paper from as well. And these covers are very durable. They last super long time. I have them on like 3 other planners that I have, but they're not the quilted. It's the other kind. But they're still like, these are like the best covers. Just wanted to mention that before I put this on. So I became a member of the church where my mother and most of my family attended. And so by the time COVID and all that hit, I was teaching the Engage classes, which is classes that for new members, because the church is so big. So they take this quiz, and it tells them like what departments in the church, would best suit them. Like if it's children's ministry, if it's like worshiping, like on the worship team, or if it's with the editing team, and you know, different stuff like that. So I was one of the teachers that would do that class with them for the new members. So I was involved. It was the first time in all the years that I've been going to church that I was doing something other than singing in the choir, because that's like the go-to. You're singing in the choir. But at the church that I attend now, I was teaching the classes, and I was working with the children until COVID hit. Look how gorgeous this is, you guys. So let's open this up. So this is the cover. Oh my gosh, you guys. Isn't this so... I just love this. So this is the first divider. I have my paper. The second divider. And then my third divider. And then this is the back. So beautiful. Yeah, so I was teaching, I was working with the children, and I had it all together. And then, like I said, COVID hit, my brother passed, my mother passed, and it was just too much for me. And I feel like I should I just stuff this with this paper? A bit small. So yeah, and I've been dealing with depression. I've been dealing with anxiety, and so trying to see about maybe a little bit more than half, maybe for this one. So he's been dealing with me. And the other, like last month, my aunt called my mom's younger sister. And I already knew, you know, you just know. And I'm like, I already know. No way she's calling. She's very spiritual. And we were talking, and I was telling her, and she was like, you got to get yourself together. You got to do it. And I was like, I know he's been dealing with me, and I've just been trying to ignore it. It's harsh to say, but it's the truth. And so, yeah, that's good. I like it nice and full. Yeah, I've been trying to ignore it, but after that phone call with her, it's like Not to say like my cousin's been talking to me, one of my best friends, she's always talking to me. And it's not like we don't know. We know. If you know who God is and you know. But there's times where you know, but you just don't want to hear about it. And that was my thing. I already know. I don't want to hear about it. Or this one. The enemy makes you feel like it's too much of a bother. Like, to start over, it's like, oh, now you got to pray and the whole process of it. It's like dragging it out, and it's not even that deep because he understands, he hears your heart. You know what I'm saying? It's not that deep, but of course the enemy makes it feel like it's so much work to do. Oh my gosh, like it's not even worth it, girl. But yeah, they would talk to me too, and I would always say, I know, like I'm gonna get there. Just, relax. And it was something about talking to my aunt that day. And I swear it felt like it breathed life into my spirit. She wasn't saying anything that I hadn't heard already. But it was something about that moment, that time, her voice, I guess. I don't know what it was, but it was like she was speaking directly to my spirit. And it was like she was giving me spiritual CPR. Like I felt myself being revived spiritually. And ever since then, I've been okay. I go to church every Sunday now. I'm trying to get back to doing everything that I'm supposed to do. And yeah, it's been, it's going to be, you guys, I just love the way I set this up. So I just added more paper to it, so this part of it, this part of it has actually more paper. So this part of it, I'm going to show you guys the book that I'm going to read. So this is Miles Monroe. It's a little dusty because I've had this for a minute. But this is Dr. Miles Monroe, Understanding Your Place in God's Kingdom. This man came to my church and tore the building to bits, you guys. And I am telling you, this man did not have to yell one time. He was just speaking. And he was talking about, I forgot, in Acts, the day of Pentecost. I think that's what he was preaching about. Y'all, after church, I had to drive. This is when I lived in New Haven, and the church is in West Haven where I am now, but it's like maybe a 15-minute drive. And I remember driving home and having to pull over to the side of the road to gather myself because I felt like I just wanted to run. Like I couldn't even calm my spirit down. But ever since then, he just came in and tore the place up. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. Him and his wife passed away in a plane crash years ago. But I have quite a few of his books, and I started this one, and I never finished it. I only got really right here. So this is the one I'm going to start. If you've read this one, let me know in the comments. Because I'm going to read this one, and I have a few others of his that I'm going to read after. But I'm going to start with this one. So this is what I mean when I say this is how I'm going to use it. So my church right now, my pastor is doing a series about how to live in this culture and love without hating. You know what I mean? Like, because there seems like there's such a divide. Like, Christians seem to come off as righteous and like telling people you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. And the series that he's teaching now is showing us how to approach situations in a loving way, because it's not what you say, it's how you're saying it. And we could reach so many people if we embraced them in love first. You know what I mean? So he's doing a teaching on that, and he was telling us to study the chapter of Daniel, not the chapter, the book of Daniel, while he's doing the series. So that's going to be my Bible study, which is in the Bible. That's what I mean. This section is going to be like Bible study. And then I wanted to have a section for when I'm reading other books that I could take notes and things like that. This particular book has like questions here at the end of the chapters, and then devotionals and things like that. So I wanted a section to be able to write about that, write my thoughts. And then this section, like I was saying, is going to be spiritual journaling, because he speaks a lot to me. I like to call him Abba. He's my dad. He's my father. So he speaks a lot to me in my dreams. If I dream something and it's a message, it will stay with me until Holy Spirit reveals what the message is for, what the dream was about. And then it'll go away. But if I dream about something and all day that dream is just on me, I know that there's something, there's a message, there's something there. So, and that was another thing. Like, my aunt doesn't know that I journal, which I do journal. I journal my everyday life. But she didn't know that. So when we were getting ready to hang up, she was like, do you have a spiritual journal? And I was like, no, I don't. And she was like, you need to start one. You need to start a spiritual journal. So I'm going to start a spiritual journal. Because like I said, I do it for, regular everyday stuff, but nothing spiritual. I can't remember if I even do. If I have dreams or things that happen to me spiritually that have significance, I'll hurry up and like text it to myself in my phone or put it in my notes on my phone. But I don't write it out. I don't have like a space to write it. So that's why I want to put a space here for that. So that's all for right now. That's all I'm going to do with this. What am I going to call this? Because it's not a planner. It's just my spiritual book or something. I don't know. But that's all I'm going to put in here for right now. If I need to add another section, like I said before, I will add it. But right now, that's what I need this for. I need it for actual Bible study. I need it for a space when I'm reading another type of spiritual book to take notes and things like that. And then also for my spiritual journaling. So that is it. I got these amazing stickers that I was raving about from Happy Planner. They're over there, I think. So I'm going to use those two in my spiritual journal as well. But yeah, that is it. If you guys want to see more of this content, let me know. If you're interested in me like doing weekly things with this book on my channel, let me know. This is the first time that I've created something like this as far as spiritual. Like I said, I only have my little notebook thing that I keep in my Bible, and that's basically the gist of what I keep for that, and the notes and stuff that I have in my phone for certain things. I don't have a space for this, and so this is the first time that I'm doing this. So let me know in the comments if you're interested, because I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. I need to do it, and I need something to keep me on top of what I'm doing. Because, that's what I would do. Use regular notebooks. But this is the first time that I'm going to do something like this. And I think it came out pretty cute, you guys. I can't stop, looking at it. And like I said, I will leave her information. And there's a piece of my planner. I mean, these not, the most gorgeous. These are so gorgeous. I love it. And it's like the what you call it? the armor of God. Like, this is like so perfect for what it's for. Keeping you connected and studying and doing all those great things. So that is it. I don't think I have anything else. I don't know where I cut off in my story about my spiritual journey, but I hope it helps someone. If you were listening to this, I hope it helped you, and to understand that we're all in this journey together. You know, it's a journey. Okay, it is a journey, and yeah, it's a journey. So yeah, I feel like I could say a lot, but I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just glad that he has awarded me another chance to get myself together and do what I'm supposed to do. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see where this takes me. I'm excited about getting back into my church activities and doing what he has called me to do. I'm excited to do that. I don't want to be called to do, I'm not trying to be doing what everybody else is doing. I just want to do what he has called me to do. And that's it. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and make sure you hit the bell so you are notified when new videos are uploaded. I just want to say, you guys, I feel so vulnerable right now. I feel so vulnerable sharing this story, even though it wasn't, super deep, but I still feel vulnerable. I do. I feel vulnerable because a lot of times I see everybody that, I feel like they have it all together. And I'm like, how do they do that? Like, I just want to be able to do that. Like, have it all together. So I'm going to get there. You guys keep me in your prayers, and I will pray for you all as well. And that will be it. I will talk to you all later. I hope you guys are having an awesome week. And I hope you guys are staying safe. And yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Okay? Bye.